Kenya, a nation synonymous with athletic excellence. But beneath the glory, there's a battle being fought, a battle against doping. This is a story of running clean. The World Anti-Doping Agency, WADA, is an international organization that coordinates and monitors the fight against doping in sports. The Anti-Doping Agency of Kenya, ADAK, carries out this fight through education, testing and investigations. Doping takes many forms. The prohibited list is updated annually, and athletes must remain informed to stay clean.
The whole public actually doesn't know what's going on behind the scene. The general public should invest on preparation and planning, and that's the only way to go on.
You may wait long, but I want to tell you, athlete, avoid shortcut.
We were in the studio, I was recording some song with my brothers, and everything just went quiet, you know, because I was like, nah, this is not happening, because what have I done?
Record may fall. 25, 26, he may break 26, 30, and he does. 26, 27, 85, unbelievable.
During our time everything was natural. We never had anything to do like doping in our country. So it is unfortunate that of late we are witnessing quite a number of doping issues in the country and also in the sports. When I was transitioning to marathon, 300 kilometers a week, it is not a walk on the park. It is total sacrifice. Pain, everything you have to endure to be able to succeed. But now if you want maybe to anything easy, it's not nothing easy in life. Yeah, taking drugs or taking small things maybe that can enhance your performance, it is unfortunate. And that is why for quite a number of years, we find our at least somebody's training and he collapses and he passes away. Not knowing probably what they take is actually harmful to their health.
Sports, we start to teach the kids when they are young. Let's take as an education from the primary level to high school and the universities. Let's instinct that discipline early, because we are living on a generation where there is social media, there are so many things we search on social media, and these kids, they are exposed to it. So we should also instinct that discipline before it's too late. So we should start actually when they are still young. I think the right generation is the young ones, and that's where we should start.
Nowadays, everything has changed from food, science, so that's why you got a lot of things. These agencies, they know many things.
I had a back injury, and it was a very painful back injury. So me and my coach then went to one of the clinics in town, and the doctor told us, I know what's happening, so no need of x-rays and stuff. Let me give you a medication. And she prescribed tramadol and diprofos. So yeah, it helped because the pain disappeared because all my leg was numb. So then there was an issue with my nerves at the back. So 3 months later, one of the, I think, lawyers from the office in ADAK called me. We were in the studio, I was recording some song with my brothers, and everything just went quiet, you know, because I was like, nah, this is not happening, because what have I done, you know? So when we went for the letter on Monday, and I was given the letter, and yeah, I looked at the substance, I immediately sent to my coach, and he looked it up and he was like, it's that medication. I thank God for my coach then, because now all our stress was being taken to the field, because we were just doing sessions and sessions. It was hard actually. The stigmatization that you're talking about even was down to the federation, because I was looked at as, you know, the villain, you know, the person who should be secluded and not be put even in national teams. I was thrown out of the national team thrice. Even some sponsors at the time were telling me they can't sponsor me because of that. And it was a hard time, because even after the ban ended, it took me another 3 years to just try and fight my way and just try to prove to these guys that that was a mistake by a doctor, not on my side. Having gone through that, there's that aspect that you see ADAK really want to just crucify you, you know, like they just want you to look as the bad person. But along the years, as we went on, they were inviting me for their seminars, and anytime I'm there, they could ask me to come up and speak to the athletes about my experiences and all that stuff. And we've become so good friends with so many of them because I came to understand that they are doing their job. And they are also helping us do our jobs because basically these are our careers. They're helping us to get the World Championships because they're helping us to tick all the boxes in terms of requirements.
Yes, as a coach, for sure, I've seen a lot of things happening in athletes' life due to doping. One, I've seen most of the athletes who doped or who are banned due to doping cases. Some are going through very hard times in life. We find that they find it very hard to be accepted back because mostly people think that they will dope again. So there is that stigma that they once cheated, so it is possible that they cheat again. As a coach, my approach may be a bit different from others, I don't know, but with me, I do believe that my athlete should be an holistic person, not a machine, a money-making machine. I tell my athletes that they need to be disciplined and as an individual first.
At our camp, we have downloaded the code, that's number one, and we read through them. There is a method. What is the method? There is a process. There is a substance. What is this? We try as much as possible to translate because some of them are scientific. We don't know what they mean. But we say if you have something like this. Number two, we say whatever medication that whatever issue of medication you might be having, you can Google this way. If you see the red, the blue, the green, it tells you something here. So we have a constant conversation about doping at the camp. And also when we have the opportunity, where we have competitions and there's another test somewhere, we all go there, including us. We are always there to say, hey, now why are we there? Because to also encourage them to see the sense of this continuous education.
So it is better they make pesa kidogo kuliko watamani maybe wa dope wa make pesa nyingi and then maybe wakimbie for 3 to 4 years and then wanaenda. Let us them wa make sure wamejenga jina yao. Wa make sure jina yao imeenda juu, then money itakuja tu peke yake.
Njia ya kufight doping ninangeomba tu wazidi kukaza, waweke some other things ikue. Kuna wakati unasikia athletes amekuwa banned 2 years. Sasa mwingine anaona 2 years ni kitu muda mfupi, ni kama amerest kidogo alafu ameanza train. Haya, mwingine pia akikuwa banned anakubaliwa tena kutrain peke yake. So he's still on program. Sasa akiwa kwa program, after 2 years ikelapse ameanza kurudi vizuri na anakimbia. Sasa anaona hiyo muda sio, either muda iongezwe ya punishment, ikuwe badala ya 2 years ikuwe 4 years, badala inakuwaga 4 years ikuwe 8 years, ama ikuwe for life. Ndio sasa hiyo italeta uoga kidogo.
Patikana na wakimbiaji ambao wametumia dawa mbalimbali, lakini unapata kwamba hawa si wakimbiaji wangu kabisa tangu. Pengine ametoka mahali ingine, alikuwa ana train mahali ingine kama Iten, ama Eldoret, ama Kaptagat. Alafu unapata anakuja nina train yeye kidogo, anaenda race, anaenda anakuwa positive kwa sababu amekuja wakati mfupi, sijamjua na labda pengine alitumia mahali alikuwa. Sasa ndio unapata hiyo challenge kidogo, unapata mkimbiaji mwenye si wako amepatikana.
Ni 63 years, unaona, na bado ninakimbia tena mbio za technical events, unaona. Kwa hivyo ukijiweka vizuri mwili wako na mazoezi pia atakufanyisha vizuri.
Wawache kufanya kutumia hizo madawa ili kusudi wapate pesa kwa haraka, tajirike kwa haraka. Lakini at the end of the day wanajaribia mwili wao, utajaribia jina, utaharibu jina pia la nchi yako. Wataharibu jina ya Kenya yetu. wasidanganywe na coaches waambiwe hii tumia hii tu kidogo, hii itakusaidia. Saa ile wewe umepatikana na hizo madawa, kocha anakuwa nini, anashtakiwa ama anakuwa banned. Kocha hawe banned, unakuwa banned ni wewe ambaye ni mwanariadha. Kwa hivyo tunasema kwamba you have to be disciplined na you train kama nini athlete wengine na upate pesa zako za halali.
It is important so that it may be fair, the game may be fair. Because if one is doping, it means they have advantage over the other one. But when you come whereby the ground is fair, you've not doped, I'm clean, the other one is clean. When someone wins, you win fairly, and that is what we need.
I've interacted with some athletes who are banned due to doping cases, violation of the rules. And funny enough, very few, if there is any, who are bold enough to say, yes, I doped and this is the reason that I doped. But most of them, they always live in denial that, oh, I never doped. This is something that was, I was fixed, that kind of thing. Yeah, but very few always confess that they did really doped.
Kuna wale watu wanakuja kuambia huwezi kimbia ukiwa maji tupu. Unaona? Sasa anajipidi sababu yeye mwenyewe pengine anataka sababu ya yale maisha, anajisukuma pale, yule rafiki yake anamfuata. Sasa akienda pale anajikuta tayari ametumia ile vitu anatumia na anakamatwa.
The county government has done a lot in collaboration with some other partners in trying to minimize the incidences of doping. First of all, I want you to know that this is the home of champions, where we have people from various international communities. Actually, we have the world here. And every time that we suspect doping, we normally move in very fast. There were some incidences in the past, pitting foreigners where they actually they were suspected doping materials, and we followed it until the court of law. So we are always alert, and we tell our security personnel together with our sportsmen that in case they detect any doping that happens, or somebody trying to dupe them into doping, they should be able to tell us so that we can share with the law enforcing agencies and also ADAK.
We have a huge number of athletes in Kericho County, and again, bearing in mind the location of Kericho County, it's a place where we have high altitude of around 2,400 meters above sea level, and that's actually an altitude that attracts even so many athletes. So it's a concern that our athletes are vulnerable, that as we get others from outside, they can easily be coerced into doping. But as us, Kericho, we've never had a case of doping, so we are grateful for that. So it's actually a concern that we put structures in place so that we measures in place to ensure that our athletes are not duped into it.
Okay, I want to request the athletes to not allow anybody, anything, any practice, any habit, anything to be injected to your body. Sometimes people are very eager to get money. It is good to go slowly. And I want to tell you, a scripture says in Romans chapter number 8, verse 25, the longer we wait, the more we enlarge. And the more we enlarge, the more joyous our expectancy. You may wait long, but I want to tell you athlete, you may wait long, avoid shortcut, because the longer you wait, the larger you will become.
The whole public actually doesn't know what's going on behind the scene. And their work is to tell the athletes to work hard, to concentrate on what's the work behind the scene, not to concentrate actually on the success. The general public should not see the outcome. The general public should invest on preparation and planning, and that's the only way to go on. If you actually concentrate on the results, we will not achieve. We will achieve the results, but we will achieve in a bad way. If you have done your process in a good way and failed to win, then you have learned a lot. You know, we learn through failures. We learn, even you can train for 5 months in a good way, but fail to finish the race. And that's where you learn. You can train for 2 months, but break a world record, but you learn nothing. You are just empty. So we don't learn anything from success at all. That's why our country, Kenya, have been successful in sport, and that's why they have learned nothing. Country knows nothing. Truly nothing. Our country needs to learn from the failures. Our country needs to learn from those who have been banned. They should actually try to sit on the table and ask themselves, where did the rain start beating us? And that's where they will get actually the right road to actually rehabilitate sport in this country. No, they have been actually reading about success, and that's why we don't learn. They have never read about the failures that we have failed as a sportsman and sportswoman. If they get that, then we are ready to move on. They say a coach has a huge impact and influence than the parent. It has 90% influence than that father of the child, than that mother of the child. That means this person actually should have integrity himself, because he is with that athlete all the time. So coaches has a huge impact to the tune of 90% than the parent. So it is not, actually coaches should not be treated actually in an easy way. They should have integrity by themselves, because they keep a lot of, people listen to the coaches than their parents, because they are there. They are giving stories about how to be successful. They are giving the stories of how they train the other athletes and become the successful. So a human being is just the mind. It's just to tune that mind. And these people has power and knowledge to tune that mind. And if all of them actually have integrity and they have the right values to keep to these people, then these people will actually do the right thing. I'll give an example of a country. Country is governed by laws and driven by laws. Any sector in this world has its own laws. Sport also has its own laws. That ADAK is our partner, which makes us to be equal. I want to tell the young people that if you see that agency called Anti-Doping Agency of Kenya, that agency is promoting equality in sport. It's promoting partnership in sport, and that's the right partner to cling on. And, it's simple. It's the partner to cling on, because that agency is giving you a platform to really enjoy what you are doing as a sportsman or a sportswoman. As simple as that. Because in sport we have no other agency. In this country we have no other agency which makes us equal. It's only ADAK. If we throw away ADAK, then nobody will not be equal. Everybody will be up and down and will not enjoy sport. It will be a lawless sport.
Maybe you have been, maybe once a time you train with that person, then maybe after he or she doped, and we had we had the news that he or she has been banned, so maybe even they can disappear, or they can just move away from your training. So at least some people that I know, maybe once a time you were training with them, but they are not with us.
Sijawahi tamani, kwa sababu najua sana kuja nasemanga kuna siku ya kila mtu. So huwa nachukulia kama hii mwaka imenikataa, kuna next time. For example, naweza jifanya I can do an example myself. Last year Olympic trials I was position 4. Ile ya kukatiwa kwa line, imagine hata nilikuwa number 3 mpaka 10 meters nikakatwa, na mimi sikuwa fikiria juu nilijua hiyo haikuwa yangu. So I can try this year Tokyo, kikataa kuna next year tena. So coach tu ananipeanga morale, ananiambia hii kikataa hatuwezi fikiria kitu mbaya, lazima tukuje drawing board tufanye kitu mzuri yenye tunaona ni mzuri kwetu na ni mzuri kwa maisha yetu.
Sisi hatuwezi umia na mazoezi, tunaumia, unanyeshewa kwa training, unasikia uchungu ya gym, unasikia like unapitia challenges mob ya kutrain, alafu kuna mtu somewhere hataki kujikaza, anataka apitie shortcut akuje a win. Sasa unaona hiyo wanatudeny sisi wenye upcoming chance. Mtu umetrain umesikia uchungu, alafu unaenda kushindana na mtu mwenye amedopa. Sasa wanatunyima sisi wengine chance ya kukimbia kutumia jasho yetu.
Tuseme kuna watu wengine hawafanyi mazoezi na kuna mtu mwingine anaenda mazoezi mara 3. Mwingine anaenda mara 1 kwa siku. Sasa ule mwenye anaenda mara 1 kwa siku anataka kuja apite mtu mwenye anaenda mazoezi mara 3. So hiyo haifai, anasema atafute njia nyingine ya kutumia ndio akuja ashinde ule mwingine.
Follow that closely. I just follow wherever my coaches guide me or my doctors or fellow athlete. Like we are a young company, we started this company a couple years ago and we're trying to stay clean. So we listen to coaches, athletes themselves, especially we stay close to each other as an athletes here. Like even me myself, I stay outside, but I always come hang out with them, chill with them all day, and in the evening I just go home and sleep. 5 a.m. in the morning I'm always here for practice. Yeah.
Yes, I think since ADAK came here, anti-doping has been a topic that is synonymous with St. Anthony. To say the least, last week, some of the members who train here of the Kitale Hockey Club were even asking, I mean, when are those fellows coming back? Because it is something that is nice synonymous with St. Anthony. You mentioned St. Anthony's and games, now you're mentioning ADAK. And we've taken it up upon ourselves to also talk to these youngsters that, gentlemen, you can be as natural as you are and still be a very good athlete. So it's a topic that is always with us. When we go for championships, we remind them. When we are training, we remind them. And when we are preparing for serious championships, they're also reminded so that later in life, they know that they need to play clean and win clean.
We, the teachers, we try our best that we get the right teachers who give the information to our children. For example, when you have got a championship, teachers in camps give information. We have enshrined our teachings, our norms. Apart from training schedules, we have a time when we rest. Like now, at the background, we look at the training. These are 14 counties are training. Yeah, we are traveling to Mombasa. At afternoon, we have lessons, whereby the teachers who have gone the training of getting that. And nowadays, like enough is that nowadays you realize that the technology has gone very far. You get information on the phone. So you just Google it from the ADAK, the prohibited drugs, and then of course the children are not told. However, there's a lot of challenges because these are young children and you cannot manage them where they are. They are not professionals. So anybody can feed these children with anything. But we teach them, you know, the younger you teach them, the better they will catch up.
For the clinical officers, let me first appreciate their support and collaboration that we've had in the recent years, trying to work through the process of stopping doping. I really congratulate many of them that have been able to share their stories of what they did when they met an athlete and discourage them from using the drugs. I think moving forward, we are going to do much more to our athletes so that they win clean, because they will not be using the drugs. So I want to appreciate the clinical officers. I want to ask them to always inquire when they are not sure of what it is, because there are classification of drugs that we may not be knowing that they are classified under what is used for doping. So it's good to inquire, to consult, so that we know. We have the list that is already available that we can consult when we are prescribing the drugs, so that we prescribe the right drugs.
Basically, why is somebody an athlete, or why do you, this is something that that we say it is something that is in your genes. It is something that you are born with those attributes of running. So basically, if you are advised to eat well, you get a nutritionist who will guide you and tell you, no, when you eat this type of food, it will enhance your blood nutrients. So basically, it is about eating well, doing exercises well, and practicing what you are supposed to do. Some of these substances we take. We can also have food supplements which contain these blood boosting components. So we just need to tell them, go to a nutritionist. The nutritionist will guide you and will give you advice accordingly. To my fellow clinical officers, is to tell them, let us be careful in our practice, because some of these things we shall pay for them dearly if we do things that we are not supposed to do. Then eventually the law will get up with us, and if it get up with us, we shall be in for a shock. So let us all the time practice our profession and ensure that we do what is right.
Doping robs us of more than just titles. Together, we can restore pride in Kenyan athletics.